Copying other artists is one of the best ways to grow as an artist yourself because it trains your fundamentals, how you design, and also improves your draftsmanship way faster. While it does carry some risks if you're turning your brain off and not thinking when you're copying, or when you choose to copy bad reference, thoughtful copying is one of the best ways to improve. I mean, you hear it a lot. A lot of pros say that drawing requires a lot of time and energy. Copying adds the mileage every artist needs. There's no way around the fact that drawing requires thousands of hours to master. Copying just makes those hours more focused and productive. The first thing is repetition. Repetition builds muscle memory so that you will be able to intuitively draw what you imagine. It also builds the hand-eye coordination so that you feel like your hand is actually listening to what your brain is saying. Granted, you can develop these by drawing a lot of different stuff. You don't just have to copy, but getting an art book and copying every drawing inside it page by page is just so much easier. At the same time, copying improves your proportion because you literally have the answer key of what's right and wrong right in front of you. You need to develop your eyes to see. Many a time, artists don't know what's wrong with their art. They know it looks wrong, but they don't know what exactly is wrong. So if you're copying, you can easily measure and compare your proportions and angles with the reference. So basically, you're learning from the decisions and mistakes another more skilled artist has already solved, and this practice alone can speed up your fundamental skills a lot faster than drawing aimlessly from imagination. Copying removes the burden of deciding what to draw. Instead of dealing with art block or staring at a blank page, you always have something to draw, making it easier to draw every single day without skipping a day and build a consistent habit. Books, they make it so simple to just, go page after page and draw each picture. No picking or choosing, just copy 2 pages a day from a book from an artist you like. Books with few words are the best. You don't need to read anything. I like recommending East Asian artists, and their books are all in Chinese or Korean or Japanese, and people will say things like, oh, I can't read it, or, I'm too lazy to Google translate the pages. Bruh, who's reading? I don't even know how to read. I just copy the pictures. And this also frees up the mental bandwidth, by the way. Like when you're not struggling to invent the subject matter or deciding what to draw or whatever, your attention can shift towards observing how other artists design, how they simplify forms, where they choose to place the details, what shapes they exaggerate, how they compose, how they stylize. You have the brain capacity to also figure out how to construct. You can develop your own personal process this way. It's like reverse engineering. You already know what the end product looks like. You are now learning how to get there, which is the most important thing to learn. No more just drawing the contours of the shape. No more, whatever. Just draw through. Figure it out. Break it down. And so, by doing these copies, what you learn and observe accumulates into a growing mental library. And when your mental library grows big enough, and also your fundamentals are strong enough, drawing from imagination or drawing original things come much easier. It's like in the 1500s, you have apprenticeships. A 10-year-old kid works under Leonardo DiCaprio and, shovels his caca and cleans his paintbrushes for 5 years. Then the kid can maybe try drawing a bowl of peaches. Then 10 years later, they are painting war horses as anime schoolgirls, and build that library, build the mental library, and train like the 1500s. However, copying is not without, its own risks and pitfalls, and these concerns are worth keeping in mind. So one risk is that copying by itself does not automatically substitute for learning fundamentals. Without conscious study, like being mindful, it's possible to copy shapes accurately while failing to understand the underlying structure. You need to know how the building blocks work, how to build the blocks. That's how you create things from imagination. Like Kim Jung-gi was always practicing drawing boxes and cylinders. He trained his mind to be able to see the 3D space on the 2D surface he's drawing on. it goes back to my old point. If you're not, supplementing if you're not doing your fundamentals or studying the fundamentals and learning and being mindful, you're not learning how to develop your own process and how to construct. Copying lets you learn how to get to the end product. Mindless copying, tracing without thinking, or redrawing images without, activating your prefrontal cortex or whatever, is a waste of time. Always be asking yourself, why did they do this? Or at least be noticing how the artist uses fundamentals in their work. Another negative thing you should be cautious of is the danger of becoming someone who can only reproduce others' work rather than creating original pieces. If you copy only one style or one artist, you may end up mimicking their voice instead of developing your own. You need to be careful with these risks. If you're not, then that's when you get, people who are like, I've been drawing for 5 years, how come I'm still stuck? But these risks can be manageable. You just need to be conscious of them. This is where quality and intentionality matter. The quality of what you copy directly shapes the quality of your growth. Studying professional work with solid fundamentals, aka like film stills, like live action film stills for their lighting, their composition, animation or game concept art for their drawing technique, their figures, their gesture, illustrations for the rendering and all that fun stuff. It exposes you to disciplined, designed decisions. Like these artists that make this stuff and these images, they are proven to work to some degree and they are successful. Why they are successful? They're successful because people paid money for that design choice. In contrast, copying blurry or AI generated or like ambiguous images that are like pixelated and whatever leaves you guessing at what's right or what's wrong, and you can literally be studying the wrong thing. As in, like, if you're looking at an AI generated picture of a person's forearm, those muscles can be completely wrong, and then that builds in a bad habit. So that's why I kind of avoid Pinterest. I think Pinterest has some like anti-AI filters and stuff now, but it's just, I have my own. I'm not a Pinterester. And it's also, there's the whole doom scrolling aspect of whatever. I look at books and movies. I look at artists with a strong body of work who are notable, like fine artists like Steve Houston, or commercial artists in the entertainment industry like Night Zhang or Shitong. And also, like, the last thing is like matching the subject matter to your goals matter. If you're practicing anatomy, avoid copying drawings and pictures where the figure is buried under heavy fabric. If you're studying lighting, choose references with clear, readable light sources. And when it comes to style, variety is important. Studying many artists' styles, not just one, prevents you from becoming an imitation of a single influence, and instead helps you build like a diversified palette from which your own style can develop. So when you approach copying with intention, choosing high quality references, copying while thinking analytically, mixing influences, and copying not just finished art, but also copying the sketches, the construction, the fundamentals, copying then becomes one of the best ways to study. You get better so fast because it helps you consistently practice and expands your visual library. Basically, it gives you the tools to express your own ideas. So don't think of copying as the enemy or whatever of originality, like it's anti-original. Copying is like the most reliable way to start drawing originally. Original works, originality, blah, 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 blah.